This is Procruz Fishing with your host, William Cruz, the Fishmeister. But anyway, to make it short, I went fishing today. It is 9:15 and went fishing for about an hour and a half. It was high tide at 3:30. I actually went and didn't catch anything. It was high tide, 85 degrees outside. Water temperature was too warm. I saw pogies swimming, but couldn't snag any of the pogies. I waited a couple more hours. About 7:30, the sun was going down and the water temperature decreased, and I was snagging a couple pogies. And I wanted to show you what I was actually using out there in the same spot as the first video. It was under the Pawtucket Bridge, School Street in Pawtucket. So as you can see, I'm using a treble hook with a lead in the middle to sink it, and all I'm doing is really casting it out, letting it sink just a little bit and just reeling it in slowly. And it's really just feeling the fish just hit the treble hook, and once I feel the fish even hitting it, if it's the gill, if it's the tail, I'm just setting the hook and reeling the fish in. And this is really called a snagging hook. You really use these for purpose use only for bunker or pogies, whatever you guys want to call them. But usually for any other specific type of fish that eat off something on the bottom, we use sabiki rigs, which is basically a weight, basically like a 3-ounce weight, right? And we use, it's a string with a whole bunch of small hooks, really small, with beads in them. And the bait fish actually, they go and they grab them, and that's when you hook them up and you can use them as bait. But bunker or pogies, they eat off algae. What is it called? What the trees leave off, all that green stuff on the top of the water, that's actually what pogies eat. They're filtration fish. They're great at it as well. And today I actually used these snagging hooks and I went fishing, and I just wanted to show you, give you guys some information on what these pogies are and why they're so important to fishing in today's society, in the game that we're fishing today for stripers and bluefish. And I want to show you a couple of them. And they're actually really big sizes. I just want to show you guys. See, this is what a pogie or bunker looks like. As you can see, it's actually pretty big. This is really big actually. If you measure with my hand, it's actually probably like a foot long. Really is. So where I snagged the hook right here, right on the belly of this pogie. Now if you think about it, for me personally, I'm actually gonna freeze them and I'm gonna use them as chunks. So probably for chunking at night, or using for chumming if I go on my kayak. But for today, even if you want to live line this pogie, you can actually, as soon as you set the hook right on the bottom, like say I set the hook here, it really wasn't bleeding that much. I could have just set the hook and just let them swim. Now if there was actual stripers where I was catching these bait fish, the stripers would actually go after this pogie because it was injured and it's bleeding. Now I want you guys to see, it's actually pretty cool. This is the pogie. And you really think about it, if you go to the bait shop, each pogie fresh is $2 right now. In another month, when these pogies go out into really deep oceans, the price is going to go up to $3. Now, catching these pogies now, I suggest it. You can catch them in the small schools are in School Street right here in Pawtucket, or if you want to go to Gano Street right in the East Providence Bridge, the new hurricane barriers, they're definitely catching them there as well. But I'm telling you, right now is the best time to stock up with these pogies. If you guys have any questions or any concerns or any information regarding these pogies and anything you guys want to know, please subscribe, or even give me some information regarding these bait fish. But really, I caught, you got 2, 4, 6, I caught 7 pogies in like an hour. I went Sunday morning and the big school of pogies were still in School Street. But I can see that the pogies, they're starting to migrate down south. But I still got to snag a couple. So this is your host, William Cruz, with Procruz Fishing with the Fishmeister.